Hello again, and we're going to be talking today about algebra. Again, this is a basic math review, but we are going to add a little bit of algebra, not even pre-algebra, but a little section on introduction to algebra. So that way, when you get to the algebra portion of your next class or the algebra portion of another review, it's a nice little overlap. And I'm going to start first with the order of operations. And I always tell this story because it kind of relates to the order of operations. I'm not a good drawer, but there's South Carolina. And South Carolina has two cities that are kind of rival to each other. There is the town of Clemson and the town of Columbia. And of course, we all know that the Gamecocks and the Tigers are state rivals. And this story is told with whoever rivals. This is a story that I don't know how to explain it, except it's a math story, riddle, and a lot of people know it and some people don't. There's these three guys from Clemson. They go down to Columbia. They are from Clemson, and they ride down to Columbia for the USC Clemson game. And they travel down to Columbia, and they stop at a hotel the night before, and they're going to get a room, and that way they can start out early in the morning and get down to get down to the stadium and tailgate or whatever. So they get a room, and they stop at the Econo Lodge or whatever hotel you want to insert, and they get a room for $30. Now, $30 is a nice round number, and you can use 100 if you want to. You can use whatever you want to. It doesn't matter. And they give each of the guys, say, well, that's not bad. That's $10 a piece. So each give $10. And they give the $30 to the old man at the cash register, and he says, okay. And they get in the room, and they, take showers and watch TV or whatever the case may be. And about an hour or two later, the man down at the front desk says, oh my gosh, their room is over the garbage dumpster. So that room is $25. So I charged them $5 too much. So he tells his grandson to take a $5 bill up to their room and give it to those three guys. Well, the grandson goes, I don't know how I'm going to give a $5 bill to three guys. So he runs back downstairs after he runs upstairs and runs back downstairs and says, Granddaddy, you got to give me five $1 bills. So he gives him five $1 bills. And the little boy runs upstairs and he stops again and he says, well, how am I going to give five $1 bills to three guys? And he sits there and he thinks about it. And he says, well, I know what I'll do. I'll just put two in my pocket and I'll give each of the guys $1. So in essence, they paid $9 a piece for the room. 9 times 3 is 27. 27 plus the 2 is 29. What happened to the missing dollar? Now, you can do this with any number. You can do this with any story you want to do it. But there is no missing dollar. What did I do first? I subtracted first. You can't subtract first. That goes against the order of operations, which leads me to my order of operations presentation, which means the order of operations, you have to do them in a certain order. And I tell students, here is addition, and here is subtraction. Here is multiplication, and here is division. And the first thing I ask my students, why did I put these two together, and why did I put these two together? Why didn't I put addition with multiplication? Or why did I put addition with division? Why did I put addition with subtraction and multiplication with division. Why did I do that? Why did I put these two together and these two together? Why did I do that? Because they undo each other. That's why. And think of two family members, blood family members, that do the opposite of each other and are always fussing. Brother and sister. Siblings. If you have siblings in a mathematical sentence, you go left to what? Left to right. Brother and sister. If you have siblings, you go left to right. A good example of this, there's some equations that some mathematical sentences that they actually make up to where you will get it wrong. For instance, 9 or 8 divided by 3, 8 minus 3. I'm doing the wrong thing. 8 minus 3, add 2, okay? Well, the first thing you're going to do is go left to right. 8 minus 3 is negative 5. It's 5, And 5 plus 2 is 7. Now, this one works out fine, but what if you did the same thing down here? 8 divided by 3 times 2. 8 thirds times 2 over 1. And you get 16 thirds. If you did it another way, 8 divided by 6 is equal to 8 divided by 6, which is equal to 4 thirds. So you come out with two different answers. So, if you have brother and sister, you go left to right. If you have a crisscross, oh my Lord, back up. I don't know where that big mark come from. If you have a crisscross or a mixture like this, well, are these two brother and sister and these two brother and sister? You got cousins. And cousins go to Aunt Sally's house. Who is Aunt Sally? Please. Excuse my dear Aunt Sally. And that is, parentheses, exponent, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. So, if you have a problem that's a mixture, I'll give you an example right here. 2 plus 6 multiplied by 3. Well, right quick, you do multiplication first. You put parentheses around this, and you go 2 plus 18 is equal to 20. Now, if you did 2 plus 6, that would be 12 times 3, that would be 36. So, if you have brother and sister, siblings, you go left to right. If you have cousins, which means a mix-up of the 2 or 3, then you use, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. So let's do another one. Two divided by 3 times 8. Well, first of all, this is a fraction. So you need to rewrite it. Because we go left to right, because these two are brother and sister. So division and multiplication are brother and sister. So you go left to right. So I'm going to rewrite this as 2 divided by 3 times 8 over 1. And that's going to be 16 over 3. I think we did that a while ago. Okay? Now let's do another one. Let's do 4 plus 2 minus 6 times 8. Now again, we have a mixture. We have a mixture of multiplication, subtraction, and addition. So the first thing I'm going to do is multiply. 6 times 8 is 48. So 4 plus 2 minus 48. Now we go left to right because we've got brother and sister. So 4 plus 2 is 8. Minus 48 is negative 40. And you can have these in a fraction form. You can have these looking like this. 2 plus 3 raised to the second power over 1 plus 3 raised to the third power plus 7. And again, you do everything exponents and parentheses first. 2 plus 9 over 1 plus 3 is 4 to the third power plus 7. 2 plus 9 is 11 over 4 to the third is 64 plus 7, which is 11 over 71. So make sure you understand how to do order of operations. And remember, if you have, 6 divided by 2 times 8, then you have to go left to right. 6 divided by 2 is 3. 3 times 8 is 24. If you divide 6 by 16, you will have a decimal. So decimal's wrong, 24 is correct. Left to right, it is brother and sister. If you have 8 times 6 divided by 2, 8 times 6 is 48. Divided by 2 is 24. There's no way I could do that again in a million years. Have the same come out, use the same 3 numbers and have them come out and be 24. Ugh. And I never will be able to do that again. All right, so that's order of operations. Now, what's the next thing if we make a transition into algebra? Well, we're going to talk about expressions. Now that was math. We're actually in algebra right now. Algebra is basically what undoes mathematics. I don't know if undoes is a word, but I'm going to put it in quotation marks. It undoes mathematics.